But as we know, Clem, hey, he wants ELAZER to win. Obviously, it's his teammate. He chose Heromarine for this group because he felt pretty confident about that. I imagine ELAZER also feels pretty confident in another TVZ, considering that, he has a practice partner in his teammate Clem. There we go. ELAZER, top right-hand corner.
His opponents in the bottom left side, Red Terran. Fighting for Mouse Esports, it is Heromarine. It's all business.
It is all bigness from
All
this
big
man.
business. Yep. It's that time now.
It is. It's late for you guys. See, I get the perks since I'm on the East Coast of America, that these times I just wake up really early, and then by the time we get to like the finals, I actually have just so much more energy.
Yeah.
I did when we started. I feel like it's the opposite for everyone else because it goes on so late.
Exactly, yeah. Yeah, it's starting to wind down the time, or the day usually around this time, right? And then it's like, yeah. But, internal rhythms be damned. We're out of the window with those. We got quite a bit of an exciting StarCraft 2 coming up. As, let me actually just make sure that this volume is up to snuff, because I lowered it a little bit for the interview there. There we go. That's back up. That's back up. That's gonna keep me awake as well.
Yeah,
as soon as they start shooting.
Yeah, I think it's interesting. ELAZER, I think a lot of his really, really solid matchups end up being things like his ZV, especially his ZVZ and his ZVP. I feel like are especially good. Those are the matchups that I definitely think about when I think about ELAZER. And those are the ones that he's found the most success with recently. Against Terran, it's kind of been on and off. He'll have some really good performances, and then it'll be kind of mixed results. He'll get wins here, or he'll get losses there. It's definitely, I don't think it's the most consistent of his matchups. But we'll have to see. I mean, again, this is an ELAZER who is really in form. We saw it. I mean, we saw the start of it, especially in that King of Battles 3 last year when he made it through those groups, and everyone was like, yeah, ELAZER, he's really good. He's been putting in the time. He's been practicing, and his form is really, I think, the best that's been in a while. And so I am excited to see if he does win this, how he does in that ZVZ against Solar. I think that could be a very interesting matchup. Obviously, if Heromarine does end up winning this, we get a fourth TV, or we get all TVZs. So no mirror matchups to cleanse our mouths of that TBT nightmare that was Group B. Yeah.
It was just a little bit there, right?
I mean, I enjoyed it, but I don't think everyone else did.
Hey, it's tradition for the Alpha X big tournaments, right? To have a good majority of TVT in there somewhere at some point.
Yeah, absolutely.
I remember King of Battles #1. That was that was something else.
True. Yes.
All right. At least I'm always happy that if it does happen where you have a lot of the same races, it happens in like the earlier parts of the tournament, a little bit in the group stage here. That's the perfect time to have it happen. Okay.
Yep.
First couple of Hellions starting to make their way across. Not much to be found just quite yet. Those creep tumors are being spread quite aggressively by ELAZER so far, and he's getting away with it. So good on him.
Yeah, the build is interesting. Viking first here from Heromarine is going to be adding on the reactor to that starport. Tech Lab immediately onto the factory off of the first two Hellions. So it almost feels like Heromarine here is going to be gearing up for potentially a timing attack. Is what I'm thinking, just off of what he's building here. That early Viking, of course, means that you're not going to have scouting from ELAZER. He's not going to be able to see what's going on. The very quick 2 additional racks added on before the third CC, stim pack, and the tank production. I imagine this is most likely going to be a 3-tank push here from Heromarine, especially adding on 2 more barracks after that. 5 racks now off 2 base. Oof. I mean, this is the 2 base attack that he did against Solar.
Yeah, it does seem to be kind of his choice right now in this matchup, maybe in particular, right? Just going for more so big, massive attacks as the 2 base right here, once again, kind of showing him perhaps preferring that method. for the moment.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting. +1 on the way, combat shields, more and more Marine production. We have a tank coming out soon, and yeah, ELAZER doesn't really have any ability to scout this. Again, that's what the Viking does. Is it pushes back the Overlords. It means that ELAZER would have to rely on Zerglings. And even then, Heromarine is keeping all of his units at his natural. Ooh. So they would not be able to get into the main.
Nice
So
catch.
this is a very nice catch.
Yeah.
Yep. What I think would be interesting, though, is if ELAZER does send a Zergling across the map and sees the amount of...
I'm sorry, that's just hilarious. He thought it was so safe to spread creep now, and then the Viking just lands. You don't see that enough, the Viking creep denial.
That's true, that's true. But I think it would be really interesting to see if ELAZER is able to gather enough information from just a ling across the map with how many units are at the natural and the fact there's no third. The fact of what this build is. And I was going to see a lot of Marines here out front. I don't know if that's enough to clue ELAZER in, though. Because that could just be trying to deny vision. There could still be a third command center coming up. He does not know that this is a 5 racks build until it reaches the creep. But luckily for him, he's pushed this creep really far.
Yeah, exactly. And it's gonna take a very long time before that all is gone. However, Heromarine does find himself set up here in quite a nice spot for the Terran to be. ELAZER immediately starts running around with a bunch of his Zerglings, as they will try to intercept units coming in as reinforcements.
Yeah.
Very nicely picking off a tank right there.
ELAZER has to be careful, though, mind you. That army is still trying to push in between the bases here, trying to knock down the Queens. The Marines are stimming forward because the Banelings are gone. Medevac's back on up. Marines need to get away. They're all so low right now.
Oh my god, that was so close. You could have cancelled it maybe if... well, there was transfuse, probably. No, come to think about it.
Uh-oh. ELAZER a little bit disconnected there on that flank. Gets one of the tanks, but the other two still standing. As Heromarine continuing to push another batch of units now heading across the map. Heromarine. I mean, it's 4 bases versus 2. He has to make this work. If it doesn't, then this game might just be over. It's just so much reliant right now on finding success with this attack. The Banelings have Baneling speed. A third tank is now being added on in, so there's a bit more power to the push. He's actually just moving that tank forward very aggressively. As here we go, ELAZER collapsing on in the counterattack at the same time. Great pickup from Gabe here. All the Banelings go down. And Big Gabe stims on in. GG, what a move from Heromarine.
All right, wow, that was that was something.
Yeah.
Those Banelings didn't kill anything. Nothing. Zippity zip.
Yep. It's gonna be definitely a challenge, as I think Heromarine just showing this in this style, it does work. Solar obviously handled it very, very well, but does not mean that it is ineffective. You see there, as long as you're able to deny the scouting, then it can work very, very well. I think that was the big difference, is that I think Solar a few times managed to sneak Zerglings in. He managed to get a decent read on what Heromarine was doing. ELAZER there, I think had he scouted the third base locations and seen none, just one link to either location, probably would have been a lot more prepared for that push. Because he only scouted down the center, the Marines cleaned up the Zergling. It looked like the positioning of, you know, Marines if you're just trying to deny information, which could be for any reason.
Yeah.
And so he didn't really get anything from that. But that third base timing is really important.
Yeah, big shout out to the AfreecaTV, of course, helping us out, setting up this tournament, putting a lot of their cash here up for prize money for these players. That's very much appreciated. They just told us, you know what, you guys just show up and just make it happen, right? Get those players there, get it broadcasted, and that's all. That's all they wanted.
Yep.
That's very much appreciated indeed.
Interestingly enough, CC first here from Heromarine. He's done this before. Against Solar especially. I do like to see it. I think it's... Again, I think CC first is more and more viable the higher level you are, because you can start to read and expect things from your opponents more. You know? It becomes a lot more predictable, especially. And so Heromarine just recognizing data, see, it's a big map, you're not going to cheese me. I'm just going to get my economy rolling, and from there, I'll kind of do what I want with my build.
Yeah, the way the Zerg likes to approach it, to be fair. Just let the economy roll at the start and it should be good.
Absolutely. Hellion's going to be produced here, and it's going to be interesting. Last time Data C we saw Heromarine go for, was it 2 base or 3 base on this map?
I think this was the 3 base.
Yeah, this was the 3 base, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, on 8 racks.
Yes, I think so.
No, that was the second map.
Was it? Was Data C not the second map?
Data C was the second map. I think this was actually the 2 base. If I'm not entirely wrong, there was a lot of pressure coming out from Heromarine.
Oh.
The first, yeah, the
First
8 racks.
Call of the day. You're wrong there. Gumiho, remember?
Gumiho.
Yeah.
What's he doing here? Oh, this is gonna be great. Yeah, the battlecruiser has been finding its way back into the TVZ meta. With bio or mech, you know, you don't really have to commit to either one to go for it. It is very much just your early harassment option. You're not committing to really anything else. You're going to send that across the map. You go up to 1 to 3. Usually, if you're going up to 3 battlecruisers, that is with a mech transition, but we have Stim already coming through, so it might just be the singular battlecruiser being sent across the map. We'll have to see what Heromarines' plan is for it, and if Lambo is going to be ready.
Well, we'll see. Laser here. The queen count is increasing, right? Still more and more in that production tab. It's been a while since I've not seen queens in there, so I imagine he's got a good amount. And he knows there's a tech lab there. So, you know, you should kind of start preparing with some spore crawlers. That's going to buy him more time. A lair already on the way as well. That could help out if there's a further commitment for battlecruisers. But I don't think there will be, right? Looks like it's just going to be the 1, maybe 2.
Yeah. Now, you already have a transition being prepared here for Heromarine. More barracks, engineering bays. So it will just be the 1 as is traditional with your bio transition. It does mean that ELAZER will be able to read that. And he should understand as long as there's just the 1 as Viking, again, the cancel. Is going to be able to just stop a little bit of the creep spread. It's not too much. I think one of the really big differences you see between how Heromarine and Clem, for instance, have played out this map is Clem did focus a lot more on the heavy Hellion count to deny that creep spread. And that was very important because later on he would then do his Widowmine push, especially against the lasers. Here we go, TP into the main. Spore Crawler's already there, 2 queens. Gonna see if drones can be focused down alongside the queens. And yeah, those drones are falling very, very quickly. Already we're gonna see 3 fall. Not quite 4, 2 very low health drones. As the queen is getting focused down. Yeah, it's going to have to get out right about now. Yeah.
Okay.
But so
it took a while for one of those queens to kind of jump into action, but no. He still managed to get away with only 4 drones lost, so.
Immediate Spire answer here for ELAZER. Oh, the BC! Oh.
Might be a
that
little
would
bit
have been
behind
disastrous.
On the screen
there. You know, it happens. We're on a live feed.
Yeah. Funny.
Anyway.
Yeah, it is very low. Incredibly right now. The ELAZER should be able to read the situation. Like, the Spy could still make work for Mutalisk if he wants to. But yeah, like, I doubt he's gonna make an overcommitment into Corruptors from this point, right? There's like nothing told him more battlecruiser stuff is coming.
ELAZER should recognize the fact that this is just the single battlecruiser. You haven't seen a follow-up. Usually if you go up to 3, you will have those TPing around your bases trying to, you know, cause some chaos and get a response. Very nice job there by Heromarine to get that creep tumor. Still, it's going to be easily replaced by ELAZER, who's just continuing to push this creep forward. But yeah, I think we're going to see, you know, 10 to 13 Mutalisks here, 4 already in the production tab. We'll see if he goes any higher than that. I imagine, yeah, 8, 10. Wants to get up that high Mutalisk count so that he can start to push across the map. Of course, they can fight the battlecruiser. They can also be used for harassment. But behind this, well, Heromarine right now is on the 5 racks, adding and going up to 8. So it's going to be the 3 base, 8 racks is what we saw. I mean, Clem using that last game to find success against Solar as that tank is going to be cleaned up. The initial push denied with the 1-1. Great cleanup there by ELAZER.
Alright. Marine still keeping that battlecruiser up. Fully repaired this time around. Coming full some creep. That's the Mutalisk. Now arriving on the scene as well. And they are going to start shutting down Medivacs immediately. And chase them all the way back home. Oh, gets the second one as well. That's a big deal.
Really, really nice there for ELAZER. The Mutas already proving their value, proving their worth. It's exactly what you want to get out of them. Cleans up a lot of the pressure that Heromarine is going to be able to put out on the map. And now it also stops the Terran, or discourages the Terran from dropping as much, because suddenly you have the threat of these Mutas. The Medivacs can go down full of Marines. You just don't really want to risk that as Heromarine. So right now on 3 bases, just adding in more and more Marines. He's going to look for this push. I do believe it's just with 1-1. I don't know if 2-2 it has been started yet or is close to being done. But this will be attacking into ELAZER's 1-1 as well as the battlecruiser, enough to force back the Mutas.
Kill on that base. No cancel as he moves forward. The creep is, well, not much right here in this area. Mutalisks have to try and find an angle into the siege tank, or very much would like to, but more than enough Marines there, ready, set up, and waiting. Hoping those Mutalisks make that play exactly. And they will scurry them off as the Mutalisks instead go for, well, it looks like another horde of Marines, unfortunately for them.
Yeah, but here we go. Queens. Gonna back up just in time. It's a good position for Heromarine, though. It's gonna be very hard to break this, but here we go. ELAZER trying to find the surround, and it looks like he might have been able to. So many Banelings rolling on in.
Yeah, still has the Mutalisk as well to give chase to those Medivacs right here. Some aggression still happening on the 5th base, is it, for ELAZER? Doesn't really lose any economy. Yeah. Still has a 6th base now as well, finished up. +2/+2 is about to finish here for Heromarine. That might give him another opportunity to assemble this force once again and start pushing into this area, but well, with him still being on only 3 bases, Titan, I don't know.
It's all in. It's pretty much all in from this position. You're not expanding. You're waiting for the 2-2, and that's going to be your moment to try and strike. ELAZER already has this round set up, though, as Heromarine needs to cut it back. Not a lot of Banelings in this first group of units, but now the second come on in. The Mutas are on top of everything. They snipe the full Medivac. And that might just be game. ELAZER is maxed out here on Data C. He is completely cleaning up Heromarine's army. The Mutas are just able to rain down from above. They're going to knock down missile turrets. They're going to knock down everything that they can. Although ELAZER does back up. Says, you know, I want to be safe. I may be up 80 supply, but can never be too sure.
Yeah, it's perfectly fine. As long as there's no 4th base for the Terran being moving up somewhere, you know. I don't think there's any call to action necessary for ELAZER across the map.
Yeah, this BC trying to be annoying, knock down drones, but overall that TP should limit its use. I imagine the Mutalisk just going to go over and eventually finish the job that they started, as now ELAZER. Banelings rolling on in. Heromarine not responding in time. Only loses 6, luckily. BC goes down, but takes a hatchery with it. But ELAZER's already preparing for the next stage of the game. I mean, has more hatcheries going down and just continuing to expand, working with this Ling Bane. Hive finally on the way. Spinecrawler's also getting set up.
Yeah, he seems very much in control here, doesn't he? With the addition of the Mutalisk there, I know he's not going up against Widowmines, but still definitely seem to serve him well. GG is called.
In the bottom left-hand corner from Team Liquid, trying to stay alive to go on to that decider match. He is your blue Zerg, hailing from Poland. His name is ELAZER.
It's like he has 2 little pillows on his shoulders. Alright, in the top right side, that's a red Terran. From Mouse Esports, it's Heromarine.
Man. All right, Waterfall. It's been an interesting map so far in the ways that it has been played out. We've seen a lot of different strategies. A lot of different stylistic approaches. And look at this for Heromarine. A low ground wall off. This has been forever since I've seen this.
Yeah. I mean, we see some spawning pool firsts, but not this time, so I don't think you're gonna get too punished for this either. Is he planning to put down more barracks, you think? Well, probably if he was starting to get attacked or something like that, you know, maybe, but no, he's just gonna go straight for the command center, yeah.
Yeah. It's gonna be a pretty standard build. Yeah, I don't think he would do something like a 2 racks at home, especially in this match. So that's not,
it's not
a risk that you would want to.
Here, is it? You know, just suddenly starting up a wall of 3 barracks and produce mass Reaper. It's not really Heromarine style, is it?
Yeah.
No.
It's not 2014 Maru.
Yep.
You know. But yeah, I am just very interested to see how this map will play out. I mean, is it going to be really fast expansions from Heromarine? Trying to get the kill here on this Overlord. Oh, so close. I think I actually might get it. ELAZER, yeah, not able to stop it from going down. That's a pretty big loss. That's going to be a massive supply block, actually.
Yep. Yeah, that's rough. That's going to put him behind a little bit here. Well, I guess he has money to save up now for... Oh, no, actually, he had to spend more money on an Overlord, so now he can't make his 3rd base as quick. Ah, it's still there. It's, you know... He's not going to lose the game because of this, right?
No, he's not going to, but still...
But he might have a couple less Zerglings when it comes to it.
It's just something that you ideally avoid at this level, if you can, because you have just kind of built into your reflexes and what you're used to.
Yeah.
Your muscle memory. You are not used to building Overlords. You don't build Overlords at that timing, and so having to do it on an off timing does just kind of set back your build a little bit. It does change things up just a little bit, and that makes it sometimes hard. As ELAZER here, no gas, or just the 1 drone on gas after he got speed, so it's not really going to be looking at any super heavy gas or tech. It's just going to be using these Zerglings very early on with the Queens, and then getting up a really nice drone count alongside additional hatcheries.
So another starport and a tech lab, but I doubt we're going to see another battlecruiser play here.
Yeah.
Probably not going to happen. I imagine it's just going to be the Banshee this time around, maybe, if we are going to get outside of the, perhaps afterwards. Actually, never mind.
I actually think this is this is an interesting build here from Heromarine. It's the 6 Marine 1 Widowmine drop. So it's a little something that occasionally you'll pull out as, oh, that Hellion can't quite get the Creep Tumor. But here we go. Drop's gonna make its way out. You're just attempting to try and find some drone kills in the main. It's not a super heavy committal. Zergling though, nice scout there from ELAZER, just making sure he's active on the map, checking out what's happening, sees the barracks and the factory at the front wall. Doesn't give away too much information, but at least lets him know, hey, there's a drop coming, prepare for that. And my opponent right now is just playing off these 2 bases. Yeah,
no 3rd base yet on the way either. Waiting to see if we're going to get those small barracks. I mean, if you are going to play that type of style, this might be a good map to make it work on. It's not too far apart, and well, you can get yourself in some pretty okay choke points here with, you know, Widowmine siege tanks.
Yep. Absolutely. Stim pack almost done here. Marine preparing for another timely attack. Again, just does not want to go into the late game. It's 2 base this time. It's a smaller map, so you can afford to do it. He's kept a lot of units alive in that initial drop, so he can reuse them. We'll have to see how this goes, but it's with a 3rd command center, so it's not a complete 2 base all-in, which I think is relieving to kind of see.
Yeah.
The fact that Heromarine is not going to be betting everything on this getting damage done, but he's still going to try, and I think, knock down this 4th base.
Yeah, he's got a good opportunity to make it happen here. Those Hellions still lurking on the other side. Medevac's, in fact, going just straight into the main base, potentially. Well, the Zerglings are coming in, but that's a lot of Marines. Are they going to be able to fight this off? The tank is tanking a lot, but not all the Marines were dropped there. That's a big deal. That's actually potentially the reason why ELAZER managed to clean up that fight as nicely as he did.
Yeah, I feel like maybe Heromarine should have just gone for the drop behind this mineral line or something along those lines. Dropping to the main is just so risky as he's trying to focus down the queens here, but there's just so many of them, has to pick up boost on out. I mean, Heromarine, he doesn't lose everything, but still a very unsuccessful attack there means that ELAZER can just keep building up his economy, keep droning up, adding on upgrades without really a worry in the world. I mean, the queens alone are enough to push back these Marines right now.
Yeah, well, we're seeing a lot of Zerglings in the production tab, right? And it's going to be rough for them to make something happen across the map here. Although, saying that, there is a Zergling run by, or perhaps surround. He's thinking about it. He's just checking his options right now. Not sure if he wants to fight that with just the links that he has available there.
Yeah. Baneling's on the way. Additional barracks. I mean, Heromarine is going to be a 3-base, I think. Probably a 3-base pressure once again, if not a 3-base all-in. This time stimming forward, has some more Marines brought forward. Baneling's speed is not done, mind you. So his tank can try and focus fire down the Banes. So that there are just so many of the Marines pull back. Not able to really find the best trades against the Zerglings, but the one tank in backup able to keep this push going, as finally Heromarine just going to pick up with the surround coming through.
Nice final shot there onto those Banelings. Heromarine does manage to get rid of, well, a lot of Zerglings, a lot of Banelings there. And I think the main thing that I'm noticing is that the work count for ELAZER here, not that impressive. 59 units right now, 12 of them about to pop though. But it's taken him a while to really skyrocket that drone count, right? And it was because of mainly Heromarine just continuously being in his face, being like, I'm coming to attack you. If you don't prepare, I'm going to kill you. And it has slowed down ELAZER a little bit on that side as well. Even though Heromarine didn't quite get that base, he's still in an okay position to fight from it in right now, I would say.
Heromarine continuing on the pressure right now, down about 25 supply. Left side of the map is denied. Clears up creep though in the center, and that can be very important for later pushes. And he's continuing to try and do so. Nice snipe off on at least a Baneling before he gets out. And right now, Heromarine just building up on 3 bases. ELAZER already adding on a 5th though. And at this point, as the Terran, this is when you really are looking to try and slow down the Zerg, but just feels like ELAZER really doesn't have any ability to do that.
Yeah, okay, there's the 4th base, okay. I was wondering if I, you know, when we were gonna see that exactly. But, well, I just feel worried, man. Perhaps he's left ELAZER there unchecked on that work count a little bit too long. Well, the supply is only 20 supply apart, right? The army supply extremely close. Upgrades are similar, although they are going to be in the advantage for ELAZER here in a moment.
Yep. I mean, 4th command center is on the way. Heromarine, he is preparing to just kind of expand along the top side of this map, and I think that is the best way to do it on Waterfall, because you can easily put down planetary fortresses in the center to stop run-bys from going up into your natural. I think it's just a very nice expansion pattern on this map. As Heromarine, again, this drop is going to be shut down. ELAZER has so much vision on this map. Look at the creep spread. I mean, when you're comparing this to something like Clem versus Solar, where even when that went into the late game, there was still so much control that Clem had on the map because he was denying creep so readily, and Heromarine has not been able to do that. He has not been able to stop it. ELAZER almost has his creep all the way to the top right-hand side of this map. I mean, he's denying what would be Heromarine's bases now.
Yeah, exactly. It's just all been gobbled up right here. The bank for ELAZER is starting to grow, even though he's not quite yet at 200 supply. He is ready to just start throwing Zerglings and Banelings at his opponent. And he is doing so quite viciously. So I'm not sure we're going to see anything remain here for Heromarine.
No. And the Widowmine hits were so good, though. I mean, so many Zerglings got cleaned up. The tank in the top left at that third base stayed alive for extra long because of Widow Mine right by it. Now these banelings, though, looking for the mineral line. Heromarine needs to split the SCVs. He's not going to be able to do so. 10 of them go down. But only 10 SCVs for cleaning up most of ELAZER's army.
Yeah.
It's not that bad of a trade for the Terran, but look at that. Burrowed banelings. Going to wait for this base to be resaturated and then detonated.
Right, ELAZER is just going to be ready again here with this economy being the way it is. He will just continue to run in, and the second wave seemingly enough this time around. GG is called.